Welcome to Thoughts and Treasures. My name's Connie and this is my craft room. Welcome in. I want to start by saying if you guys are new, welcome in. Please be sure to hit that follow or subscribe button, which depending on where you're watching at, so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I upload. I usually put about 4 of them out per week, so you don't want to miss out on anything. We are doing Christmas in July this month, so tonight's project is going to be this. Now, this is our little Santa Please Stop Here arch sign. It does go with our interchangeable kit, but you do not need, just please keep in mind, you do not need to purchase the frame if you do not want to. But I'm going to show you the frame real quick. This is the interchangeable frame. It has a little scallop on the inside. It also comes with a scallop on the outside. I just chose to use this one for all my displaying purposes. This is the scallop on the inside and the straight edge on the outside. And we do have lots of different interchangeable parts. With this does come one plain piece of wood, so you can decoupage onto, or for example, I put a Rebelin stencil on this Rebelin stencil for this. When did I don't know how long I did. I don't know. It was for the 4th of July. So I did that one. But there are different wood kits available. And like I said, they just slip right on in and fit into there. So this was our little Life is Sweet watermelon. And you can paint them up however you want. I do suggest, again, teach their own. You could get 20 of these for, but I usually do this in like a neutral thing. Gray, white, black. That way when you put your inserts into them, they all kind of match and go. And you don't have to worry about the frame not matching what's on the inside. That's just my opinion. That does not mean you cannot do it pink and purple. It's all up to you. But we're going to do this one tonight. This is our Santa's Please Stop Here. And just to let you guys know, I do some of my kits in 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch, depending on how it works. However, this one is done with the backer in the 1/4 inch. The front pieces are done in the 1/8 inch. I'm going to pull all these off. This is Dollar Tree tape, and it is sticky, sticky, sticky. I think it gets more stickier the further we go down to the bottom. I'm not sure I would ever use this on my walls, but I mean, you want a good tape to stick, but I think it's going to peel the paint off. So I'm going to do all of my letters because I'm going to pretty much stick to like how the Santa suit works. Your black belt, your red background. So we're going to do white letters. We're going to, I'm not sure what color I want to, I'll probably do black buttons. We're going to do this piece white, and well, I ran out of room already. I guess let me put it this way so I have all my white together. Let's do it this way, save some space. So I'm just taping these down so that they're easier to all paint up at one time. And of course, you know, I put all my colors together. It's always nice to do that. That way you don't happen to forget to paint something, or you don't know what you're doing, or you know what color you want to paint it, or you know, I forever don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, that's besides the point. So we're going to do a black belt and probably a yellow or gold. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have really good gold, so I'll probably end up just doing yellow. But here's the part where you got to be mindful. Oh, let me put the buttons on there. Let me put my little buttons on here too. We'll probably do our black buttons. So let's do it this way. Black buttons. Where'd the other button go? There's 3 buttons. Hold on, the button's going. Okay. There it is. I was like, that's why we put it on tape, so we don't lose it. Guys, keep in mind, I do these videos pre-recorded, but I do not edit anything out. You see it all. Just like if I was crafting with it live, this is how it goes. Yep, I just stared at that button underneath there for how you count them. So with our 1/4 inch. You're probably going to see a masking on them. For right now, my laser, I do have to mask. You want to pull all this off. All it is tape, and it protects the wood from the laser. Every laser is different, and at the current time, which is what, July of 2025, because these videos are going to be out there forever, you do have to pull this masking off. Will I get another laser in the future? Maybe. We don't know yet. We're taking one day at a time. They cost a pretty penny, so right now all my pennies are ugly. We just take one day at a time. Oh goodness, that was a good show back in the day too. And you just want to pull all this off. I'm just using a simple weeding tool that I got with my Cricut. No, I didn't get it with my Cricut. I got it with the vinyl I bought for my Cricut. Don't be lying. No, it came with, I ordered some Oracle vinyl maybe back in the day, and the bundle came with them, and I really like these. So every time you ordered, I probably have about 4 of them laying around here. They were my favorite. And then I got the little pick pens, and those are actually my favorite to use. I don't know how we got into this subject, but I don't like to use the angled ones. So I like the ones that are straight down. And this one's pointy, but not super pointy. But you can use whatever you want. You can use your fingernail to get this off. It's not difficult. I just don't have any nails, so I need a little help. And this works perfect. So I just keep this here for that purpose and that purpose only. You can use, I've seen people use like the dental picks. If you have one of those, I mean, I wouldn't go out and buy something specifically just for this. If you have something in your house, that's fine. I mean, don't use something you're using, but you know, if you have an extra one laying around. The Dollar Tree also has them too, so if you want to go to the Dollar Tree and get one, that's fine too. They're only $1.25 that way. And it's just for picking this up. You don't want to jab it into the wood because you don't want to ruin the wood. You just want to pick them up and just pull it off. So where all these score marks are, sometimes they're put in there for placement purposes, and sometimes they're put in there for decorative purposes. So the decorative purpose ones, you want to make sure that you do not get paint in between the lines. So what the laser does is when it scores, it's still cutting into the wood, but it's very fine into it, whereas if engraving, it's much, much deeper. Look at that, all from one thing. It's almost fun to do that sometimes. Alright. And then let's get our last piece off. Like I said, it doesn't take long to do, but this has a lot of different score marks in there. And again, most of these, all of these are just for placement purposes. So we don't have to worry about painting on this and we can just, if you want the letters there so that you can see them, you want to do the dabbing motion. But since we don't really need these, we just want to make sure we can see a little bit so we can cover them up. We can just paint over them. I am going to, however, paint the back first, just so it's finished and it's complete. We're going to use black. Yep, just paint it over. So you can see what happens here. And that's what happens on the front. Not as bad, but sometimes it kind of chars the front. So we don't want to do that on the front part. Even though paint covers it up, sometimes it doesn't, or it takes a longer time to get it covered up. So if you're using white, it may take about 10 coats to cover it up, or you have to sand it off. So just, it protects it a little bit. I like to use the black on the back just to get rid of those ugly marks and take one coat to get it done. That's why I just usually do mine in black to cover it up. So if I sell this to somebody, you know, they're not getting, I know you're not going to see the back, but you're going to take it out of the frame. I mean, if I was gluing this onto something, no, I wouldn't worry about it, because you'll never ever see the back then. But when you take it out of the frame, you could end up seeing the back, and you know, I don't know, it just doesn't matter. It's you take the carpet up in your house, you're going to see under the floors eventually, right? It's not going to be pretty, right? Teach their own. If you don't want to paint the back, you do not have to. There's no law written in stone. Alright. It's a little hot down here. We are doing Christmas in July this month, so all of the projects that I'm doing, it's just been Christmas, Christmas, and Christmas. We're going on week 2 here now, so we still have a couple weeks to go, and I'm enjoying this. I might be sick of Christmas by the end of July, but I'm having fun so far with the fun project. And if you want to see all of my other videos, you can go to my website, thoughtstotreasures.com, and you can just view. What it'll do is it'll show you a picture of the project, and then if you want to, you know, if that's what you want to look at, then you can look at the video. My website is set up as a blog. It's not set up as a buying website. However, if there is something you see, absolutely, please message me, and we can take care of that for you. I have live sales that I do every other Sunday, and on my website is also the list of when I actually do them. I think I'm set up until September, but yeah, I think it's till September. That's where I do a lot of my sales. So, but that doesn't mean that's the only sales I do. So please keep that in mind. If you are new to watching me, we can definitely take care of all that you want. I'm going to use bright red because Santa's got a, I don't know if I need that much, but that just came out really quick. Santa suit. We're going to do, basically, this is Santa's suit. So, these foam brushes are a little wet, but that's okay. We're going to get his little Santa suit on here. I'm going to keep this pretty simple. I'm not going to do too much. Really, there's not, I mean, you could if you wanted to. You could glitter it up. I don't use glitter too much. And Santa's not really glittery to me. But there's other ways you can embellish this if that's what you want to choose to do. I mean, heck, you could, instead of doing the wood piece, you could actually cut a little piece of fur to put there if you wanted to. You know, these wood kits come with the pieces. That does not necessarily mean you have to use them. I've done many where they had flowers, and I took the flowers off, and we used the flowers later on. I put, not real, but, you know, fake flowers, real 3D flowers on. Alright, I'm going to give this a dry in a second here, and then we'll see if we need to do another coat. So these are cute frames that are great for decor purposes. You know, you can change them out for seasons, and then sometimes there's a couple per season. You know, you get sick of looking at it, you can change it out, or you can have 2 frames. You know, for 3 weeks you do this one, or 2 weeks, or the week you do that one. Get this dried up. I'm going to do a second coat on this. I also have a Facebook channel and a Telegram. They're best to join to be notified when I go live or when I upload a new video. Right now, I usually notify you when I do it on Facebook. I don't notify you when I upload it onto YouTube, but if it's on Facebook, 90% chance it's on YouTube also. I am on all of the platforms. Well, not all. Let me rephrase that. I'm on the TikTok, the YouTube, the Facebook, and Instagram. However, Instagram is probably the one that I post on there, but not as much. So, if you want to follow along on all of those, you are more than welcome to join me. The more the merrier. And when I do these pre-recorded videos, they are pre-recorded, but they are, what you see is what you get. I don't edit anything out, so if it messes up, you get to see all of the joy in that. Alright, I think I'm good with that. I don't think there's anything else for it that I need. So this is the dry. Actually, I do a little bit of dry and then I'll put it to the side. Put that over here. I'm going to let it dry by itself. That's almost dry, so we'll put it over here to finish drying. Put my finger in it. Alright, let's get these other pieces painted. Like I said, all of this is going to be white, so let's just do the white first. I am going to actually use my little Dibby Dabber. I'm going to wring it out first. I think it's very, very wet. It's just going to make the white even thinner. I'm just wringing it out a little bit. Let me see if I have another one. Let's use a drier one. It was just a little damp. It was just washed the other day, and it was sitting in the basket. So that's some thick paint. Usually it runs right out. This chair needs to get fixed. So this is just like using a little makeup sponge. That's pretty much what it is. I'm just going to load some paint on and dab it off. So the more you have on there, I don't want to get it on the side, so I just want to kind of stay on the top. I like these only because they're nice and hard. You know, you got a little something to hold on to, whereas the little sponges, you know, you're right up there trying to like keep them. I don't know, how do I want to explain it? They're more flimsy, let's just put it that way. So I just kind of load on, load off, and we're just going to give all of this a first coat. Probably going to have to do 2 coats. Usually I find 2 coats works good, but we'll see. Sometimes it depends on how much you put on the first one. But all of my letters are going to be white. These kids are just so much fun. Like I said, you can, I mean, if you want to do your Santa suit in pink, that's like a popular color for Christmas right now. Well, it was last Christmas. We shall see if it sticks around this year. That rosy kind of, I don't know what you want to call it. I guess it's like a pinkish rose color. It was very popular last year, so let's see if it sticks around when Christmas comes out with stuff this year. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree here lately. Well, I've been to one right near me, but you know, all of them put different things out. So I don't know if they've got their fall stuff out yet, or their Christmas stuff coming yet. I know our Hobby Lobby has Christmas and fall out. Russian, Russian, Russian. However, I think if Hobby Lobby's putting Christmas out, it should be 60% off for Christmas in July. Personal opinion. If you're gonna put it out, you might as well just do it. And again, these score marks are just for placement, so we're just gonna dab it white on and not worry. I'm not being mindful of how thin my paint is. The only part of dabbing, it really does do your arms some exercise. Alright. go back to give this a quick dry. And I'm going to go back on with a second coat. Always make sure you dry in between, because if you don't and the paint is still wet, it's just going to like pick it up, because it'll be semi-dry. Now, I usually do lots of different crafts. I have been sticking with the wood kits here lately, but I do other things, and you know, you will find other projects on my website. Now, when I do other crafts, no, I do not sell them as kits. They're just more for inspiration and creativity. But the wood kits, or if I do a vinyl or vinyl cutout, those I do sell as, you know, images and cutouts and things like that. But when I do something that, you know, like say a Dollar Tree project or something of the sort, then no, I don't sell those as kits. Only the wood cutouts and vinyl Cricut stuff. I do have wood pieces. If you're, you know, when I do my signs, if you're interested in those things, of course, that can definitely be purchased. That's why lately here I've just been sticking with the wood kits. It seems that more people want to see those from me at the time rather than the other items. So every crafter goes through their phases. I'm trying to see if I need to, I might have to do the Santa. Before I go and do this little guy, I'm going to do the Santa again. The little words look pretty good. The Santa's a little, so I'm going to give it a dry and do a third coat. Alright, let's get this one finished. Then we can move on to the other colors, which is only the buttons and the black and the... I'm probably just going to end up doing it yellow. The metallic golds I have, I mean, it would look nice. But the metallic golds I have, I'm not a fan of the color, so I think I'm just going to stick with the yellow. Just do it the yellow. Just getting that covered. I think that looks good. Put that in there. Alright, can let that dry by itself. And then we're gonna get the black back out. What did I do? I should have done that, see? Wasn't thinking. When I did the back, I should have done the thing. Alright, we're gonna do his belt black. And we're gonna do the buttons black too. I mean, some of these kits really do work up quickly. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time on them. You don't have to be a fancy painter for these. They're just very simple. Now, like I said, I have been trying and I've been doing, you know, I'm not an artist. I do think there's a big difference between being an artist and being a crafter. If you have both abilities, I'm jealous. But there are just certain things that you can start doing if you're an artist. You know how to shade, you know how to do. You don't have to do that with these. Sometimes it makes them really, really pretty, don't get me wrong. But there are little techniques that you can do from just inspirational pictures. And you can try them. They're like little marks and little dots, and I'm sure you've seen them, but I'm trying to think. I need another. Foam brush. I always say try them. It's not going to hurt to try them, because if you mess up and you don't like it, then you just cover it up with paint. Yeah, I think I like this. This is, what color is this? This is, and I use a lot of Apple Barrel just because it's cheap. Or sorry, inexpensive. This is just plain yellow by Apple Barrel. So I've used bright red by Apple Barrel. We've used black by Apple Barrel and white. That's pretty much it. I'm going to give this just a quick dry, so I'm going to put a second coat on here. And then I'm going to give everything a complete dry, and then we can start putting it together. Done. Let's give this a complete dry. Make sure this is all dry. Done with this for right now. And this back over. Make sure it's dry. I'm looking for one thing real quick. You know, as much as things are wireless around here, they really aren't. Well, usually, and I don't know where it is, and we're not going to worry about it. I usually do a light sanding on this just so everything lays flat. It does feel pretty smooth, so I'm not going to worry about it as much this time. But I usually take the Dollar Tree blocks, and I don't know where they are. Dollar Tree shopping time. I am going to do this piece first. If things are smoother, the glue likes to adhere nicely. You'll have less chance of it coming up. I am just using the super glue, wood glue from the Dollar Tree. I'm gonna have to find another block or find the one I had was wearing thin. So I like to make sure I get along all the edges. And we're just gonna place that right where the score marks are. We'll make sure we're even on the sides. Up here, down here. it squirts out, don't worry, don't get upset. It's okay. All right, let's get our little Now I'll show you the little brush I use for like the letters and stuff. And again, sometimes I'll use it, sometimes I won't. I'm just going to line this up. Make sure it's on there nicely. Hold down, press down. And then, now I do say, here's just a little tip. When you are pulling this off the tape, sometimes the tape is really sticky. Don't just pull the wood. Pull the tape away from the wood. It just makes it so much easier and you don't have the chance of breaking. Don't pull the wood up, pull the tape away from it. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. Because this is, like I said, it's 1/4 inch, but it doesn't mean it's 1/4 inch connected. Or this is 1/8 inch. It's just connected by little, tiny little itty-bitty pieces. So you just want to make sure that, you know, you're mindful. Alright, so I'm just going to put some glue down. I have a silicone mat here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So I'll just put it on there and wipe it off. I do have this mat in my Amazon store. If you want to check that out. The link is on my website, thoughtsandtreasures.com, in my link tree. So I just like to put a little bit. You don't have to put everything with glue. You just want to put a little bit here, a little bit there. I like to put it on a little bit on the ends here. But if you're interested in any of the kits, or if you're thinking you're trying to find something, or wondering if I can do, please just message me. I'm always open for suggestions. And that'll fit right inside of there. Voila, voila. And then we're going to do the same thing with our letters down here. Like I said, these all have placement in them. So it'll be a lot easier than trying to fit them on. And like I said, I'm not worried about the glue coming out because it will dry clear. Now, if you use a glue that does not dry clear, be very mindful. I always say, like, use the wood glue. I'm not sure about the I don't know what the other stuff is, the tight bond or the tight lock tight. I don't know what it's called. I see a lot of people using that, but I don't know if it dries clear or not. I know this one does. Now, you do want to be mindful if you have a lot of glue there. It'll dry clear, but you will still see a clump there. If it's just thin, you're not going to see that. And I'm not putting a whole lot of glue on. It does not take much. For this stuff to hold, it's very, very good, but it does take the 24 hours for it to completely set up. Yeah, well, you know what, we'll use that for the... And we're going to put the little belt on here. And then we're going to do our little buttons. Let me pull them off. I'm just going to use my little, just dab a little bit around. And we're going to stick our buttons on. I want to make sure I'm in the alignment of that because you don't want to see the score marks. Press everything down. Make sure we got no. And you'll see some glue. But look, simple as that, just cute. I'm not doing any embellishing on this one, just because I don't think it needs it, because you know it's Santa's suit. And then we can just slip it right into our frame, and there you go. See? Perfect for our Christmas coming up. This is Christmas in July, but this is great for Christmas in December too. So, thank you so much for being here with me tonight in my craft room. Please remember that thoughts become things and things become treasures. Keep that always in your mind. And please join me in my next video.